And this is Thursday, February 5, 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and welcome to today's edition of the English newscast on Info Television. Our headlines. The importance of upgrading the country's road network has been emphasized this February 5, 2026 at the annual conference of Central Devolved Services of the Ministry of Public Works. And in this newscast, we shall talk as Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Jean-Christophe Nkwa has dedicated his 303-page work entitled Cyberspace and Terrorism in Cameroon, outlined the prolegomena of Cameroonian cyber security. Those were our headlines. Details right ahead. Welcome back. The Minister of Public Works, Emmanuel Ngannou-Djumesi, has emphasized on the importance of upgrading the country's road network. This was during an annual conference and decentralized services of the ministry, and it was held this February 5, 2026. Mimi Tiobo attended the ceremony and now reports.
Gathered at the Yaoundé National Advanced School of Public Works on Thursday, February 5th, 2025, the Minister of Public Works, Emmanuel Ngannou-Djumesi, presided over the annual conference of Central and Devolved Services of the Ministry. Discussions centered on the theme, upgrading the road network under the subtenance of Great Hope, a key driver for economic recovery.
We are working to ameliorate the traffic of the users of the route. I have indicated that some of the route of the structuring what I've said, so some of the route that contribute to structure our economy are in very bad condition. Let's say in bad condition. For many reasons, you could know. So of those reasons, I wouldn't like to quote the reason any longer. But we will work in order to prepare the special program announced already by the head of state. That special program will cover 18,000 kilometers of route.
The Ministry of Public Works' focal point is that special attention should be paid throughout 2026 to work on priority roads in terms of immediate measures to improve accessibility.
You have Mora Dabanga Kuseri, you have Ngaoundere Garwa, you have Douala Banjul, you have also Yaoundé Douala. The budget allocation has been made available in order to pay for those companies who will be contractualized to work on that road.
For the 2026 financial year, the Ministry of Public Works faces challenges related to the upgrading and reconstructions of the country's roads, which remains a cause for concern, while also creating jobs.
We are also preparing to take into consideration the job creation in favor of the route. I have indicated that we will from now onward introduce in our tender this issue of working, of using the home labor, the young people labor, in order to execute some of the job.
These works, which will conclude with a New Year wishes ceremony on Friday, February 6, 2026, saw the presence of the Minister of Economy, Planning and Regional Development, Alamin Ousmane May, and public work stakeholders.
The 15th Biennial Conference of the Network of African National Human Rights Institutions took place this February 5, 2026 at the Conference Hall of the Economic and Social Council in Yaoundé. The conference brought together different human rights activists and members of government. Details in this report. Leveraging African human rights instruments and jurisprudence for strengthened implementation of human rights is a theme observed for the 15th Biennial Conference of the Network of African National Human Rights Institutions held in Yaoundé on February 5, 2026. This high-level meeting, organized in close collaboration with the Human Rights Commission of Cameroon, promises to be a crucial platform for reflection and collective action in the face of contemporary human rights challenges on the African continent.
That may indicate that the biennial conference that is being held is the one that has moved from Ghana to Cameroon, and I find my colleague, Professor Kubila, as a worthy successor as chairperson of NANRI. And in the context of this particular biennial, we're going to discuss the original aspects of instruments of the African Union. And we are looking at all aspects of the instruments, as well as the jurisprudence of the human rights bodies of Africa.
The conference, presided over by the Minister of State, Minister of Justice, Keeper of the Seals, Laurent Esso, representing the Prime Minister, Head of Government, brought together members of government, African and global human rights actors to reflect on the unique features of the African human rights system and improve on the realities and lives of people.
We are not distinguishing between universal and Africa, but the African instruments and decisions by the human rights bodies have been given within a certain social context, and that context is very important. And that is why we want to ensure that NHRIs assist government.
At the end of this two-day conference, which ends on February 6th, the Yaoundé Declaration and Plan of Action will be expected as responses to several fundamental requirements are tabled. Away from that, the National Institute of Statistics has launched its two-day annual meeting of heads of central decentralized services, which started today, Thursday, and will end on Friday, February 6, 2026, at the headquarters in Yaoundé. The meeting marked 25 years of statistical commitment, bringing together stakeholders to review achievements and strengthen data for Cameroon's public policy, as you tell us in this report, Jessica Ndiwu.
Heads of central and decentralized services of the National Institute of Statistics (NIS) have launched their annual meeting this Thursday, February 5, 2026, at the Institute headquarters in Yaoundé. Held under the theme National Institute of Statistics 25 Years of Statistical Commitment, Consolidating Achievements, Anticipating Challenges, and Preparing for the Future. The high-level gathering brought together key stakeholders to take stock of the Institute's journey and define strategic priorities for the years ahead, highlighting its challenges.
National Institute of Statistics, 25 years of work. We assess the production, what has been done during this period of 25 years, the challenges, the main constraint. And the third point is what next? What for the future?
Presided over by the Director General, Joseph Tedu, the meeting underscores the Institute's commitment to reliable data as a cornerstone of national development.
Concerning the production, is how to improve and harmonize our statistics. The harmonization is at the same migration and the international level. How to increase the production, how to modernize our system, how to transform our system, how to take into account the youth problems, women problems, how to tackle, how to let the government and the partner know what's the best for the youth and women.
The two-day meeting, which runs until Friday, February 6, 2026, focuses on strengthening the production of high-quality statistical data aimed at improving the formulation, monitoring, and evaluation of public policies in Cameroon.
A project aimed at acquiring 100 large utility vehicles is set to revolutionize Cameroon's transport sector, with EPA, SAL and partners spearheading this initiative. The project promises to boost the economy and modernization of the industry, and it took place on February 5, 2026. Mimi Tiobo throws more lights.
The acquisition of 1,000 large utility vehicles is at the origin of the meeting of transporters in Yaoundé this Thursday, February 5th, 2026. An operation carried out by the company EPA, SAL and partners, which will be carried out in several stages. First of all, fundraising in the amount of 50,400,000 CFA francs by the transporters will be necessary. Once this operation is successful, the project will be presented to international investors.
The
project is well received because, as you have seen, it's a fundraising project on the international market to finance our transport activities. So we've already seen the light at the end of the tunnel. We can see the end of the tunnel because raising funds on the international market will cost us much less than on the local market. And when we are many, it's a collective project.
Nombreux. C'est un projet collectif.
A period of 168 days will be necessary for the completion of the files. Subsequently, foreign investors will implement the project for an amount exceeding 3 billion CFA francs for modern vehicles. Despite the remaining uncertainties, the project seems to find a favorable response amongst transporters.
C'est un projet très
It's a very interesting project for a transporter like me. At first glance, I'm captivated. However, not being very well informed at the moment, I have some reservations. The president has allowed us and promised more meetings, more encounters. I think that as we have more meetings, we will be more clear. But from a standpoint, I'm already on board with the project.
Partie prenante pour le projet.
The project is only in its beginning, but the promoter and CEO of the EPA company, Marie-Anne Etudi, announces other meeting in order to better inform transporters.
The University Institute of Excellence of Central Africa in Fou, in the Mefu and Afamba division of the Center region, has reached a significant academic milestone with combined swearing-in and graduation ceremony of students. This was during the second edition of Academic Excellence. Jessica Ndiwum completes that story.
A major academic milestone has been recorded in Fou, located in the Mefu and Afamba division of the Central region, as students of the University Institute of Excellence of Central Africa (IUEAC) took part in the combined swearing-in and official graduation ceremony, marking the successful completion of their training and entry into a professional life. Held on February 4, 2026, the event was part of the second edition of the institution's Academic Excellence Day under the theme Artificial Intelligence as a Lever for Professional Training, Impacts and Challenges. It brought together administrative authorities, education stakeholders, religious and traditional leaders, parents and invited guests to celebrate the achievements of the laureates. Presiding over the ceremony, the Senior Divisional Officer of Mefu and Afamba commended the university's dedication to quality training and professional ethics.
Je voudrais à cet égard
I urge you to remain constant in effort, humility, and respect for Republican values. I also extend my congratulations to the academic officials and the teaching staff of this institute for the work done in favor of youth training, which is an essential pillar of our common future. To the teachers, amongst the many dimensions of poverty at work is the lack of recognition. The Institute therefore wishes to celebrate your work as a sign of recognition. To the staffs of the Institute, the mark of recognition of this day shows that these great institutions has found you a prosperous ground for its growth and success.
Vos enseignants et pour la nation tout entière.
The ceremony was marked by the official oath-taking of graduating students specialized in health, symbolizing their readiness to serve society with competence and professionalism. Certificates and awards of excellence were also presented by the Senior Divisional Officer of MEFO Anafamba to outstanding students in recognition of their hard work and academic performance. The university director congratulated the students, highlighting the institution's mission to provide high-level education that meets both national and international standards.
We are sure that those students, they are really to apply it and to satisfy all the needs of the patient all over where they will work on the field. So we are really glad and want that to congratulate them so that they follow the training and be away for all the patients they have to receive on their career.
For the graduates, the day marked not only the end of an academic journey, but also the beginning of new professional challenges and opportunities.
The way they are teaching us, right, it's remarkable. They take their time explaining things to us. Everything is simple, and I can say it. I will encourage somebody who wants to come to this school to come because it's very interesting. The way they train us is very relaxable.
The joy overflowed as parents expressed pride and satisfaction at the success of their children.
I don't see that this school they fine because my pikin don't win. I be happy. I did see say no this thing. If you get plenty pikin, I go bring you for ya. He come school for ya because I don't see someone where he there for come out today. He go take your paper today. No, he there fine.
The University Institute of Excellence of Central Africa in Fo brings together three specialized institutions: the Institute for the Training of Specialized Health Personnel in FOPES, the Institute of Law, Commerce, Management and Administration, and the Institute of Communication and Information Professions, IMCI, all recognized for delivering a quality training tailored to today's professional demands. The second edition of Academic Excellence Day reaffirms the institution's commitment to promoting merit, discipline and excellence in higher education in Cameroon.
And on to this information which reads, Yaoundé, the 5th of February 2026, press release. The Minister of Water and Energy, Gaston Elundu Esomba, hereby informs the public that lightning operations to tackle electricity fraud will be intensified throughout the country in collaboration with the Public Electricity Services Concessionaire from 15 March 2026 as part of the key measures to be implemented following the renationalization of ENEO. These operations are primarily aimed at reducing commercial losses and enforcing the law. It should be underscored that electricity fraud results is an estimated annual loss of over 60 billion CFA francs for the state, which has a negative impact on investment in improvement of the public electricity service. Moreover, it has been identified as one of the causes of multiple fire outbreaks and electrocution incidents. The minister is therefore calling on all electricity users and consumers to immediately take the necessary steps to ensure that their meters and installations comply with current standards. The minister therefore calls on all illegal users of electricity to take immediate steps to ensure that their meters and installations comply with current standards. He urges all consumers to act in a responsible and civic-minded spirit in the general interest. Signed, the Minister of Water and Energy, Gaston Elundu Esomba. And on today's other information, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Jean-Christophe Nkua has dedicated his 303-page work titled Cyberspace and Terrorism in Cameroun, outlined the prolegomena of Cameroonian cyber strategy. The event took place on Wednesday, February 4, 2026 at the Yaoundé military headquarters. Jude Kenji reports.
The hope expressed by Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Jean-Christophe Nkua is to see this work strengthen the collective awareness of the issues related to cyberspace while stimulating debates and critical analysis. This 303-page work is structured in two parts, launched this Wednesday, February 4, 2026, in the banquet hall of the military headquarters brigade in Yaoundé. The book provides an assessment of the security situation in Cameroon. The objective is to contribute to the strengthening security governance in Cameroon by providing concrete recommendations to policymakers and stakeholders. Born from an observation made in the field 3 years ago, the initiative for this work is part of an in-depth reflection on the transformation of cyberspace into a veritable operational theater of war. The author thus places cyber defense and cyber security at the heart of the contemporary issues in the fight against insurrectional and terrorist threats. According to him, cyberspace is becoming a major field of rivalry, threats and conquest in Cameroon. Through this publication, presented in sequences, he aims to contribute to African academic and strategic debates on cybersecurity, cyber defense, and beyond that, issues related to artificial intelligence. Developing our work should have a positive impact on the perception and the awareness of the importance of cyber terrorism in our country. The recommendations and proposals made should help civilian, political and military decision makers, as well as all the various actors involved in the field, to improve and develop better strategies for combating cyber terrorism. Titled Cyberspace and Terrorism in Cameroon, outline of prolegomena to a Cameroonian cyber strategy. The work is the subject of a reading note presented by Professor Vincent Tunda Ebode in the presence of Professor Bell Bejoka. The critical reading is summarized by Navy Captain Colonel Siri Search Ngemo Atemfak, who praises the quality of the work.
And the state has paid final respect with military honors to retired Senior Superintendent of Police in the person of Jean-Marie Fevrier Benum. The solemn ceremony took place at the esplanade of the National Advanced Police School in Yaoundé. Jude Kenji once more.
The ceremony, marked by dignified military ritual, is presided over by the personal representative of the Delegate General for National Security in a moving tribute. Life and career of the late Senior Superintendent of Police is recounted as a model of patriotic service, painting a picture of a man who was much more than his rank, a humble leader, a mentor, and a cultured intellectual whose contributions spanned decades. His illustrious career, which began with his admission as a student police commissioner in 1982, is a testament to versatility, dedication. He served the nation with distinction in multiple profile capacities, including as a diplomat in the Cameroon Embassy in London and Paris, and as a key expert for Cameroon on the sensitive Bakassi dossier with Nigeria. Even in retirement, his passion for knowledge led him to serve with the United Nations and to impart wisdom as a university professor. The late retired Senior Superintendent of Police served as a crucial bridge, transferring invaluable experience and ethical standards to younger generations of police officers. His legacy is noted, which is one of integrity, affability, and an unwavering commitment to duty. He is remembered for what he has done.
Great memories with my father. He was a man who was very strong, with a good heart, with a big heart, always kind with everyone and always helping everyone, all the families. So that's all I can say about him. Now we love him and we hope that he's in peace now.
The silent parade ground, the solemn roll of drums, and the sharp report of the final salute created a poignant moment as the nation symbolically released one of its loyal guardians. The late Senior Superintendent of Police was a holder of the nation's highest recognitions, Knight Officer and Commander of the Order of Valor. He will be buried this weekend in his native village in the Littoral region of Cameroon.
And may the soul of the retired superintendent find